So then that's the core team as the first layer. The second layer, I think, is people who may be directly or indirectly involved with launching the product. So you probably want to identify like key people in sales, in support, in customer service that are going to be involved, and you want them to represent their organizations. Again, because you're thinking about your product as like what needs to get built and implemented, what needs to get marketed, but also how do the people using your product need to be supported. It's really important to have touch points with those people, like one layer out from your core team. And I'm doing the same things, just not on such a regular basis, where again, I'm building that shared understanding of who is our customer, what is their problem, and how does that map to the solution. And actually, like on every team and through all the layers, I'm saying like, let's first start with the customer and their problem. Let's talk about what we've learned here. Reactions. How does that resonate with what you're seeing, especially with sales and support, and any kind of account management function? Like, how does that resonate with what you already know about your customers? And then what are your reactions to the solution, right? That gives them a chance, again, to feel like they've had a say. And then I'm doing that with my leadership team, with my management team. So when I think about my leadership team, I think about everybody on my core team, and then those like additional like folks that I've identified in sales or support. And I'm saying like, who are their managers? I need to make sure that like the managers of the people that I work with feel very comfortable with the direction in which we're all heading. And so I'm communicating the same thing. Who is the customer? What is their problem? This is how our solution maps, your reactions. Then I may go executive team. If it's a big enough product, like I know my CEO is going to care about this. And then I might go company-wide. Like right now I'm working on a new like market offering, right? I'm basically telling that story. I'm like running up like that. I'm like working my way through those circles and like back down. It sounds like a lot of work. It is a lot of work to constantly, because you're doing it all. You don't tell, like you bring them through each stage. This is the customer, this is their problem. That's all we're going to talk about. Often people will be like, but we're not talking about the solution. Yeah, slow your roll. Are we all aligned that this is the problem? Then is this the right solution? Is this the right pricing and packaging? Like we take each of those conversations separately. So I'm like basically communicating out through those layers all the time, like each phase at a time. And then everything I learn at every layer, I actually use to like bring back and like fine tune our vision. So again, it might be that over the time of your product, you realize that your definition of your customer and problem has changed because of what you've learned, both from your customer, both from testing your product and from talking to your organization. And a lot of people think like, this is crazy. Why are you talking to everybody? I'm not asking for permission. That's not what I'm doing. I also do not go into any of these conversations and say, what decision should I make? I always say, this is the decision I made, and this is why. How does that resonate with you? It's really important to phrase that question carefully. How does that resonate with you is a really important question. And I think it's a nuanced question because I'm asking about you and your personal opinion. I'm not giving you permission to tell me what to do. I'm just, again, asking for your experience. And I'm also trying to highlight, and I will tell people, that's great. Your perspective as a salesperson, I'm also talking to all of these other people. I also am very transparent with every person in that group, with everybody else that I've talked to. So I will often say to the like executive team, hey, we talked to everybody else below you about this decision, and they are cool with it. This is also how you influence without authority over your CEO. Like, right? Like I will tell my CEO, I've talked to everybody on the front lines. We've talked through this, like this resonated well. Nobody's raised concerns. It's like bringing everybody along. And it's again, also, it's bringing them along. It's also leveraging their expertise. You're asking, how does this resonate with you? Because they might know something that you don't know. And the problem is if you don't do this, you can avoid it. Like you can avoid it until you launch your product. Like you can talk to nobody and then you can launch your product. It always catches up with you. So you might as well, I just like pay that debt up front instead of letting it compound over time. I want no compounding interest that comes from like misaligning stakeholders. And you identify your stakeholders. Be careful, right? Because like it takes a lot of energy to do this. You're trying to say like, who needs to be bought into this in order for my product to be successful? I'm actually not doing this because I love to talk to everybody and make sure that everybody is bought in. I'm doing this because I want my product to be successful. And so if any of these people can slow down our decision making, can veto at the end, can come in and cause a bunch of churn and chaos for my team, that's going to be a problem to getting my product out the door and making it successful. If they know a lot about our customer and I haven't accounted for their expertise, my product will not be successful. That's why I do it, not because I'm nice.